So now, actually, I'll ask this question later.
Okay, we're live.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to call to order the meeting of the Burlington Area School District, and we'll start with the roll call.
Actually, I'll ask this question later.
What?
Did we
Sorry,
do
I'm
the
letting
roll call?
Susan in. Yep, 1 second.
Okay.
Okay. Roseanne? Okay, we're
Here.
live.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to call to order the meeting of the Burlington Area School District, and we'll start with the roll call.
Okay, so Roseanne,
Here.
Kevin, Susan,
Here.
Peter,
Here.
Barry,
Here.
Diane,
Here.
Taylor.
Here.
Okay, Kevin told me he was coming, so I think we can expect him a little later. Okay, the first item on our agenda is the BEA contract approval. And after meeting with their group, the union group, we have decided that we offered them a 1.81, and they accepted that. So we need a motion to accept that as their contract for the 2021 school year.
So moved. Second, Taylor.
It's been moved and seconded that we accept the BEA contract for 1.81%. Any discussion? All in favor, raise your hand right in front of your face. Opposed? Okay, thank you. All right, we need a separate motion now for the other people other than the custodians. The custodians we have to meet with later, but the other employees of the district are also offered a 1.81% increase for the 2021 school year. So I'll need a motion to approve that.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we accept the 1.81% of the people that are not teachers, except for the custodians. Any discussion? All right, Toby, you want to do the roll call? All in favor?
Okay, Roseanne,
Yes.
Susan,
Yes.
Peter,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Diane,
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Okay, we'll learn more about when the custodian one will come later. I know we have talked about it. The next thing is the appointment of a delegate for the delegate assembly at the convention. And I have done that for years. I don't have to do it again, but Susan can also do it. She's on the policy and resolution committee. And I think should be somebody who kind of knows about the resolutions and so forth, but let's talk about who would like to do it, or how shall we do this? How shall we handle it?
I'll nominate Barry Schmeling for this year. Thanks.
I'll nominate Susan.
Thank you.
You're on the committee. All right, anyone else? I don't think we need a second to those. All right, so I guess we're just going to have a roll call and say who you want, correct? Because I don't think we're set up for the other way.
That you can certainly do it that way if you'd like, and if the board's comfortable.
Okay, let's call the roll then, Toby, please.
Okay, Roseanne,
Susan,
Susan,
Susan.
Peter,
Barry. Let's give Barry a chance.
okay, Barry,
I'll go with Barry.
okay, Diane,
Susan.
Taylor.
Barry.
Okay, we have a tie.
Can we do joint delegates?
I don't know if we can do that, Peter. That would have to be a WSB
No.
question unless Toby knows the
no,
answer
we
to
cannot, excuse me, we cannot do that.
Okay.
No, we cannot. They're gonna, I already get a vote because I'm on the state one. So we'll get one more vote because I vote twice when I was the delegate. I voted twice, once for the district and once for me. So,
So
it can only, person.
I would just like to say, I did serve on the Policy and Resolution Committee, and we did go over and develop all the policies. So I do kind of know about some of those policies. But I just wanted to let you know that.
Okay. And there's quite a bit to that.
Mhm.
I think
There's a
the
fair
dog-
amount to it, is my understanding, but each year we go over these and vote on them as a board, as a collective, and you represent the board as a collective unless something comes up, in which case you vote your conscience. So that seems like it should be able to be handled by anybody on the board.
Are you planning on attending, Barry?
Yes, I am.
Well, now what do we do if it's a tie? Do we wait for Kevin or?
Well, I mean, if you would like, I mean, Toby and I can reach out to Kevin and ask that question. Or if you want to, make a decision right now, but it does require a board vote. So if you'd want to entertain a motion to, allow either Barry or Susan pending Kevin's sort of tie-breaking vote.
That's a good idea. So do we have to have a motion for that? Or should we just wait? I can get a hold of Kevin. I talked to him today. I didn't talk to him about this. So,
Either way, but it does require a board vote because Toby has to submit that name to
Yeah.
the Wisconsin Association of School Boards.
well, it's 3-3 right now, so that it'll depend on Kevin.
I could make a motion. I think both Susan and Barry would be great. So I guess I'd move that we reach out to Kevin and find out what he wants to do. But Steve, are you saying we need a board vote?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be for the WSB delegate. It's supposed to be that the board has put forth a name, so that probably procedurally should come in the motion as a vote. Yes.
And can we wait till the next meeting then?
No, because we have to submit that name to the WSB. And
All right.
so I would just need the board to take action on, or offer a motion in favor of Barry or Susan pending, the final kind of tiebreaker of
Oh, I see.
number 7. And
Let me
that-
restart my motion then. Yeah. So
and that would be-
I move that we nominate either Susan or Barry, depending on Kevin's tie-breaking vote.
Second.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to wait and see what the vote will be according to Kevin's vote. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor, raise your hand. Oh, did you have a question, Barry? Yes,
certainly
Barry, I
did.
see you.
Steve, can you reach out to Kevin on that, since it seems to be a tie on the board? That way we keep it impartial.
Yep, absolutely. Do you want me specifically, or do you mind if Toby or I?
Toby or you, either one.
Okay, yep.
Thanks.
I'm just laughing with my son here. Okay. All right, thank you. The next thing we're going to talk about are the policies. So I'm going to turn this over to Steve, and he's going to give us some background on this. And then we'll take the vote. All right, Steve?
Yeah, thanks, Roseanne. I just wanted to, because we're meeting in this virtual space and there are potentially folks observing via the live stream, I wanted to make sure that we brought voice to the work being done by the board. And I know the board, you've all, of course, been part of this process. And so, as you know, we last January went out to seek out companies to support us through the process of reviewing all of our board policies and had settled on either the WASB or Neola, the two most prolific sort of policy companies out there to support school boards. And you ultimately chose to work with Neola, and we began that process with some meetings in March and then in earnest in April. And you've now done first readings on all policies, and that includes the policies in the 0 series, which is all of our bylaws, the 1000 series, administration, the 2000 series, all programs, the 3000 series, professional staff, 4000 series, support staff, 5000 series, student policies, except for policy 5722, which is about student publications. That's forthcoming. The 6,000 series finances, 7,000s property, 8,000s operations, and 9,000s relations. And so I know that all of you have been involved at various different levels of the drafting phase. That came back to you all as a full board with each of those series where, as you know, we had special meetings for many of them to give you some time and space to really go through them one at a time. And this then reading tonight will be the second reading, which is the point at which the policies become adopted. And following a vote from you, then we will go back and work with Neola in the hours that follow to ensure that we sort of flip the switch, if you will, so that what is in the draft section becomes live as adopted policy. And then we will continue to work with our staff internally to also make sure that policies on the website are up to date as well. And then I just wanted to kind of finally also say that, you know, this has been a huge journey for all of you over the last, 8 or so months working on this. And that one of the wonders of technology is that this process will bring us up to compliance, both at the federal and state level in terms of statute. And it also isn't done. So since we began this process in the spring, there have been 2 updates from Neola. And so once we adopt this new manual, we'll be coming back to do those other updates as well, and then can continue to work on individual policies as you might desire going forward. But I just wanted to offer that background since we're in this setting, and that might otherwise get lost as you ask any final questions before you make a motion and take a vote. So thank you for the opportunity to explain that again.
Diane, did you want to make a statement at this time?
I'd first like to ask a question. A lot of these policies that we developed, there were parts that were going to be handled in the administrative guidelines. And so that's still a part of the process that's going to be ongoing, I imagine. Is that correct? Am I in? Okay.
So we do have with Neola the plan to then, once policies are kind of established, to move on to
Somebody coming down.
One part is the administrative regulations, and then the second part are handbooks. And so we know that those things also have to be updated because they sort of stand in a triangle. It's like the 3-legged stool. And so those will probably take as long or potentially even longer than the policy work took. But that is kind of what we signed on for in partner with Neola. So I do hope, Diane, that kind of answers your question, that what's coming next.
Okay, then I guess we're looking for a motion to approve the policies.
I move that we move forward with the policies as have been reviewed over the last several months from Neola, ranging from the bylaws to relations.
Second, Taylor.
It's been moved and seconded that we accept these as we've worked on with Neola. Any discussion now?
Roseanne, I have something to say too. This is Peter Turk.
Me too.
All right,
You
Diane,
want to go first, Diane?
Go ahead,
Okay.
Diane.
Okay. This was something that I had prepared for the November 9th meeting, and we never had a chance to share our thoughts going forward at that time. And so I would like to share mine now, if I may. Okay. In order for students to learn, they need to be able to come to school and feel safe and accepted for who they are. In order for staff to do their jobs, they need to feel safe and accepted. The anti-harassment, anti-racism policy of the Burlington Area School District is acknowledgement that racism will not be allowed in our schools. The next step will be the creation of clear and strong administrative guidelines to support this policy. The past few months have been my teachable moment, a term often referred to at the school district annual meeting. Terms like equity, social justice, white privilege, systemic racism, uncomfortable conversations, and the talk have new meaning for me. I've listened to adults and students as they shared their experiences, concerns, and opinions. I've read the emails. I've attended equity workshops. Children need to learn tolerance and appreciation of diversity. BASD is taking steps to make this happen, but this needs to happen not just at school, but also at home and in the community. We all have a part to play to end racism. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. Taylor, did you want to talk?
Yeah, I just wanted to thank everyone for their work on the policies, especially the anti-racism policy. I know a lot of work and time went into that. I just want to thank everybody that has reached out to us, that lives in this community and has shown their support, offered their comments and suggestions, and to kind of piggyback a little bit off of what Diane said. I mean, there is a lot of work ahead, and I'm looking forward to participating in that work. Just because we're accomplishing this tonight doesn't mean that there isn't more work to do. So I think we all agree and acknowledge that, and I'm looking forward to being a part of that process. Thank you.
Peter?
Yeah, thanks. And I guess I'd echo things that Diane and Taylor just said, but I think we can't say it enough. Our work this is just one step in the process, adopting our anti-racism, anti-harassment policy tonight. And I look forward to working hard very soon to work on adopting our regulations. That's the regulations are the how of what happens to the policy. And I'm excited that we're going to have an opportunity to develop strong regulations that further our commitment as a board that we've taken to be anti-racist. And I'm confident that we're going to move forward and improve the district's equity. I also think it's important, though. I want to thank the coalition for originally bringing this issue to our attention back in February, before the rest of the world was focusing on equity. Darnisha Gerbati and her daughters and other students and parents courageously stepped forward and shared their stories, which were very difficult to the board. We listened. I know all of us were saddened and disturbed to hear these things. So I think that's important to acknowledge. And we are listening. We're reading the emails, I look forward to those. Making a positive out of this and moving forward with our work on equity.
And I think we're all looking forward to that. Anybody else that would like to comment? Okay, then I think we'll vote. And this one should be, I think, a roll call vote. Toby, please.
Roseanne,
Yes.
Susan,
Yes.
Peter,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Diane,
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, it passes. Thank you all very much. Okay, anything else about Neola I think we're finished with that. The only thing we have to talk about now is the next meeting, which will be December 12th. That's usually at 7, isn't it? 6:30 for closed session and then 7 o'clock for a regular meeting. And that will be the monthly meeting. Okay.
And Roseanne, it's December 14th. Just for clarification, 2 weeks from today is December 14th. And if I just might also kind of throw in, for those of you that have also signed up for the equity and diversity training with Payne and Fraser, that first module will be coming up a week from now. So that's on the 7th. And then, of course, our regular monthly meeting on the 14th. Thanks, Roseanne.
Sorry, it's the 12th. I don't know where I got that. Okay, the 14th. Okay. Anybody have any comment before we adjourn? Okay, I'll look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded, we adjourn. All in favor, put their hand in front of their face.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you all very much.
Thank you again, everyone, for their work on this. Appreciate it.
We'll see you all soon.
Yes, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.